This video is going to take you through making this piece of furniture. It's a foot furniture. A foot for your furniture. Okay, so the reason we're doing this is to learn some of the advanced features and some of the nice little things that you can do with Fusion. Okay, so we're going to start with a new design. So click on plus there, and it comes in as untitled. I'm just going to make sure that I save this in the right place. We just hit File, Save, and that's the last location I saved something in. I actually want to make sure it's in my projects, or if I'm grading, for example, I want to be in my grade 9 folder. You won't have the same options as me. You won't have as many folders. Just make sure you save it in a folder that's in your class folder that your teacher has access to. So that's what you need to do. I'm not going to save mine because I create hundreds of files and I can't save them all, otherwise it becomes a bit of a nightmare. So what we're going to do for this is, first of all, we're going to create a new sketch. Now, whenever you create a sketch, it asks you which name to put it on. I want my finished stool furniture foot to have the top up on the top here. This top here up on the top. So I'm going to click on this side here because I'm going to revolve around to make the disc shape. So I'm going to click on there, and you can see we're looking at the right side. That's fine. The sketch we're making, I'm going to list the revolve profile. Because it's very important you name your sketches so that if we need to modify something, you know where to find it. So we're going to go to create a rectangle. We're just going to use a normal 2-point rectangle, the same one that's in the toolbar up here under the sketch option. Okay. The main thing I want you understanding is there's lots of different environments up here. We are really only using solid and sketch. Okay. So the sketch active right now. You can tell I've got finished sketch and got sketch palette here on the right. And sometimes you might click the wrong thing and you see that you're in the wrong tool. Don't worry about that. You can see that sketch is actually selected here. So we come back to it, you can see where we actually are just now. So I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle. It's very important that you click on the center or the origin of the grid. That's the circle with the shaded quadrants. We're going to make this rectangle 12, so I can just type in 12 and then hit tab on my keyboard and type in 25 for the other dimension. Hit enter and it locks in those sizes. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the ridges that go on the bottom of the foot. So I'm going to take the circle tool, and on the bottom right hand corner I'm going to come in a little bit, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. If we've got X, it means I'm on that line. So I was tracing it from that corner with the dotted line. I'm just going to draw or click to draw a circle and expand out to the corner. Now, because I clicked on the corner, that circle is locked with the circumference of the circle on that corner there. So I want the dimensions now, and whatever size I make, it will stay on the corner with the circumference there. So I'll know I want to make these 3.5 diameter, so I hit enter, and you can see it's kept itself on the corner. So the next thing I want to do to get those nice ridges along the bottom, let me just show you what we're doing, trying to make these ridges. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go over to create, and I'm going to create a pattern. I want it to be a rectangular pattern, and the first thing it asks is you select the object you want to pattern. So I'm going to click on circle, and you see we get these arrows. I'm going to drag this arrow left, and you can see the default is that you just have 3. I know that I need 1, 2, 3, 5, I believe. So let's just try that, 5, and spread them out. Maybe with 6. might be a little too many. No, that looks good. Okay, just spread them out. If you were designing something yourself, you'd really need to make sure that you take care to make sure it's all correct and proportionate. But for this design, because it doesn't really matter, I'm just making 6. So we click OK, and now we can finish that sketch. You can see down here with the timeline. So far, we've only got one sketch, and it's named Revolve Profile. In the browser here, it's got a sketch folder. We've got the origin that just shows you the origin I said start at, and name views. We've not named, but your standard name is there. So the next thing we're going to do is click on the revolve option. We're going to create a revolve. Okay. Click the rectangle. The first thing I'm going to do, like the profiles I want to revolve. You can see we've got one selected. I'm going to click both halves of the circle. We're up to 3. I'm keep clicking all of them to select all the profiles. Next, we need to select axis, what it's going to revolve around. So I'm going to change here to select. And the reason I ask you to do it around the origin is that the origin is always comes back as a axis point. And we can click on this line, or we click on that axis going up there. And just click on that line, and we're just going to have it as a new body because we don't want it to move. I'll talk more about that later on in other videos. So I'm going to click OK, and we have a nice circular pattern on the base. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this lovely finger groove or grip that goes around the top. So back to my file, which should have been when I saved it, but I didn't actually save it anyway. And we're going to create a sketch on the top part here. So that was just clicking on this create sketch, which is now gone, but it's invalid. It's that one there. It can be found under create as well. I'm hoping you're beginning to use the shortcuts as you become more comfortable with this software. So back in the sketch area here, we're going to draw a 2mm diameter circle at the very top. So I've gone to circle option, again go to create circle, send circle, and I'm going to go so I get this square around the center there. You can see. Let me just show you that again. So with the circle tool selected up here, I'm coming down and I'm going to get that box around the origin. That means when I come directly up, we get these little tracer lines there. When I get to the circumference of the circle, with that X, it shows us that the center of that circle will be on the circumference of the bigger circle. I'm going to draw a circle and make it 2, and then hit enter. Next thing we're going to do is finish that sketch, and we're going to extrude that. So I just press E on my keyboard, but if you're not quite up to that yet, it's under create and extrude. You see, everyone that has a letter next to it, that's what you can push on your keyboard to make count that part, that function. So hitting the extrude button, I'm going to click on that part of the circle. We don't need the whole thing. And I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to drag that up. See, it automatically changed to join. And I know that that was 12. There's a little nice little function. If you know there's a surface that's in the line where you get to, you can click on it. So see that flat bit there? If I click on that flat, it says snap to -12. Okay, it's a nice handy little feature to have. So I'm then going to hit making sure it says join profile we selected already. Don't need to worry much about the rest. Don't put a taper on it. You can play about that another time. Click OK. And now we want to get a nice curve and render. One of the nice things that we can do with Fusion is any flat surface you have, you can use it to produce one of these results in the create toolbar. So don't worry about that. Just know that we're going to hit in that sketch. This is the the grip. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we need a line. I'm going to revolve this around there, but we need a straight line going there to there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a new sketch on there. Now, this is a bit confusing. I'm not entirely sure where that sketch has gone because I was clicking on faces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish that sketch. I'm going to delete that sketch. I'm going to make sure that nothing is selected. So I'm just pressing escape on my keyboard. I'm going up here to create a sketch. And now it's not jumped to doing anything. Now I can select that face there. So select that face. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. And I'm going to take a line from that corner there. See, it snaps to that edge there and snaps there. So I'm going to go from one side to the other. And I'm going to finish that sketch. And that sketch there will be the grip revolve. Very important. In the browser, everything is named. Okay? So now I finish that sketch. What we're going to do here is we go to the revolve option here. I'm going to select that profile. The axis is that we just drew, so on that. Now, automatically this we want to cut, probably because it's going the wrong direction, but we can just change that to join. Hit OK. We've got an error. Revolve to. So let's just have a look. That's quite good that happened. Let me just change that again. Grip. Revolve. And we'll try revolving it again. I don't know why that did that the first time. I didn't quite read the part. Make sure that I'm doing it. So the profile we select first is the circle. Axis is that line there. We're going to change that to join. And that should be working. Click OK. Error on that. Okay. I think it must be we're going the wrong direction. Let's try that again. On there. Change it to go the other direction. Change it to join. That looks like it joined. Okay. And it's joined. So what happened was the revolve for some reason was going down underneath. Okay. But we now got it going the other way. You can see it's quite happy there. The thing is, there's always a reason for something. I'm not entirely sure why that matters much, but we can work on these things. So now we've got a feature that we want to duplicate that around here. So you saw earlier on we could do a pattern with a sketch, but you can also do a pattern with a feature. So we're going to create now, come down here to pattern, and we're going to go to the circular pattern now. The thing is, we want faces or bodies. We're just going to go with faces, or try features. I'm not sure that will work. It's better to go with faces and make sure that you get all the faces. So we want that and that. So you need two faces selected. Now, a little bit, and I'm going to go to select axis, and this is why it's important to draw on that central axis at the beginning. Any one of these circles actually we could select. So we'll just go with that circle. If you didn't have a circle, then you would need to zoom out. So say you're doing this on something else, you need to zoom out and be able to click on that axis there. But as we've got it, we've got 30. I'm going to just try, let's see, 50, see how that looks. 50, quite good. I'm just going to hit OK. And I'll take a second just to compute that. And you can see now, we've got a nice pattern on the glue with the finger grips. Okay. see in your browser, nice clean browser, we've got one body because we've joined everything. We've got a sketch, then the revolve. We've got a sketch, then the extrusion. We've got a sketch and the other revolve, and then we have the pattern. Sorry. So the last thing we need to do is to hold the screw on top here. So I'm going to create a new sketch and click on that top face there, and it goes flat. And we just take a circle from here, expand it. Let's say it was an M6 screw, so M5 rather screw. So make it 5 mil diameter, and then we just finish that sketch. Extrude down. It's 6 halfway. Then we can cut. Okay. And there you go. Now, the one I showed you before had a material on it, so we can just go into modify, physical appearance, add a textured plastic, but you can make it anything you like, within reason. Normally these things are plastic, some's rubber coated, and let's just scroll here. The plastics. Maybe trying to select rubber, hard rubber. Just drag and drop it in. That's all I did there. Hit close, and we've got a hard rubber foot. Good luck.